traditional solutions by which we were managing or handling social media till now, or probably till past 1 or 2 years, how we were actually handling social media. Figuring out the limitations of the traditional solution which we have been using, doing it the Safesquid way. So what exactly we can offer and how we exactly make the entire social media management change in a way that it can still be used in the production environment for the benefit of the organization, but at the same time it cannot be misused or abused by the users for their own personal requirements or needs. We'll also try to understand why SSL inspection is one of the very key functionality which lets us do what we are doing right now, which I mean by granularly managing social media. We'll also try to see a bunch of use cases that where exactly this kind of solutions can fit in your organizations. The use cases would be on essentially Gmail, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Google and Bing. And finally, I will call Mr. Sashank from our team, who is a technical genius for Safesquid. He is going to come and do a quick demo on how exactly you can perform these use cases in a company environment. He will basically show you how to create profiles, what exactly happens when you create this kind of a granular social media management policy inside Safesquid and how you exactly manage them. So we'll see it at the later part of the presentation. So I'll just try to finish my part in 20 minutes so that we have around 15 more minutes left for Sashank to show you the nice and nifty and geeky stuff. So let's start. Okay, so before I begin, I will quickly introduce myself. I am Anindya Roy, and I am the tech consultant for Safesquid. I look after the pre-sales and the demos and presentations for Safesquid worldwide. So this is what my role is. So today what we are going to do is we are going to understand why most of the companies are using social media and how are they using it, why they have started using social media. So today what we are seeing is people are using social media for various things. So for instance, they are using social media for product promotion. They are using it for things like consumer grievance readdressal. Now this is something very interesting which has come out of the blue. I don't know, and I don't think that when Twitter was conceived, people thought that it would be such a brilliant grievance readdressal platform, but that's what it has happened today. Every company now has a Twitter handle which they manage very closely, and they try to use it for readdressing grievances from their consumers. I myself have been using Twitter since a while, and what I have noticed or what I have felt is grievance management is much faster and much better in Twitter if you compare it against traditional call centers. Talk about Airtel or talk about Vodafone, they have done a marvelous job of it. They have a fantastic team sitting at the back who are taking care of the Twitter channels of these companies, and they actually do rapid readdressal of grievances, which I have seen and I have actually experienced personally. So this something has happened which is very interesting, and corporates are using this as a new way of utilizing the power of social media for making their consumers happy. Now, another very important and interesting usage of social media is connecting with the consumer. In traditional times, or rather in a few years back, what used to be the standard process for communicating or connecting or gathering information for your from your consumer? You would have done a standard survey, right? But now this has been rapidly changed and completely changed by social media. Now what is happening is you can just pick up and post a question in your Facebook page, in your company's Facebook page rather, and you will immediately start getting feedbacks and comments and suggestions from your consumers directly and pretty much immediately on your Facebook pages. So it has become very easy for organizations to directly go ahead and talk with their consumers instead of going through channels, instead of hiring channels, instead of going through multiple layers of communication. They can just directly go and talk with their customers. Not exactly face to face, but yeah, you can say Facebook to Facebook for that matter. Okay, so using the consumer or the customer to spread the good word. Now this is also a very interesting thing. So when you start addressing the grievances of the consumer rapidly in a better manner, you start taking feedback from your consumer, then it is pretty obvious that your consumer will be happy with you. Now when he is happy, what he does, he goes out and he starts spreading your good name to his fellows, his colleagues, his friends and all, and of course in his family. Now, a very interesting platform which has come up recently is the cloud.com. What they do is they basically have a platform where you are given a score based on your social media presence and activities. So based on how many tweets and Facebook comments you make every day, and based on how many users are actually connecting with that particular post, you get a score. Now based on that score, you become eligible for perks. Now these perks are basically nothing but some discounts or some freebies or offers against you posting a message on your Facebook wall or your Twitter handle on behalf of that organization. So you are basically acting as an ad channel for any organization. So what is happening now is now everybody and anybody who has a slightest of social media influence can start acting as a medium of promoting a product for an organization. And instead of paying to the traditional mediums like TVs and radios of the world, now organizations are focusing on paying you. It is cheaper for them and it is more accurate, and then they can track it in a much better manner. So the point over here, what I'm trying to make is there are so many ways by which social media is actually helping out organizations. Another example, use it as a learning tool and information sharing tool for employees. Now this is also very interesting, because if you have noticed, I'm sure you have noticed that YouTube is a platform which has so many brilliant, interesting, useful videos there. So you can actually use those videos to teach or to like aware your employees in the organization. So this has become a very nice tool for sharing and communicating messages, for teaching your employees in the organization. So this is also a very nice way by which social media is helping, or rather Web 2.0 applications are helping organizations to get benefit out of it. So what exactly is the bottom line, or what I'm trying to make here is, you cannot now no longer just do blanket ban on social media websites. 2 years, 3 years back, I think that was the traditional approach, that you just go ahead and block Orkuts of the world and Twitters of the world and Facebooks of the world. But today it is not a possibility anymore. Today what is happening is you have to use it for various purposes. You are using it inside your business, so how can you just go on and just do a blanket ban on them? You just cannot do it, right? So what happens then? Now there are of course side effects. So you are doing this, you are allowing social media in the organization, and immediately you see the side effects. The side effects are, social media still remains the biggest time waster of all time. Social media still is one of the key concerns for organizations, because employees spend a lot of time, or rather I should say waste a lot of time on social media platforms. A survey was done recently, and according to that, average American user spends 3.2 hours on social media website each day, which is a decent amount of time. Now I'm not very sure that whether this average American user actually averages out all kind of users, like net savvy users and non-net savvy users. I think it is an average of every kind of user, and if that comes down to 3.2, if you talk about corporates where you have developers and techies working, this number will shoot up probably to 6 hours. I don't know. I hope it is not the case, but I think it could actually shoot up to that level. Now what we are trying to achieve is, we are trying to make sure that this 3.2 hours are better not be the productive office hours. So, okay, you are using Facebook, you are most welcome to use it, but use it beyond your productive hours. Our task, or the task for Safesquid, or for that matter for any content filter, is to make sure that the productive hour for the organization is not misused by this kind of activities. So the traditional approach, what it would be? Straightforward approach 1, kill it and kill it for all. Do a straightforward blanket ban. You kill social media sites and applications for everybody in the organization. You just don't allow anybody to do it. 2-3 years back it was the norm. There are many organizations who are still doing it. There is another approach. The approach 2 is much more neater in nature. Here what happens is, you kill it, but you kill it for a set of users. So instead of killing it for everybody in the organization, you go ahead and just kill it for a certain set of users who don't need it, and you allow it for a certain other set of users. So for instance, let's say that you don't want your developers to spend time on Facebook because there is no need that they should go to Facebook. You just go on and block that particular group to access Facebook. But at the same time, you make sure that your marketing team, which keeps posting your product information or keeps running ads on Facebook, is allowed to go on and keep doing their job properly. But then there is another side effect to it. The side effect is, if you give access to, let's say, YouTube and LinkedIn to a set of users for uploading, let's say, training videos and sharing them on LinkedIn. You might be doing it. I'm sure many organizations are already doing it. If not YouTube, then probably Facebook or something else. So you say that, okay, I need this videos to be uploaded on YouTube, and these are my corporate videos which I have created with a lot of effort, and now I want the world to see it. I want my consumers, my users, my vendors, my clients to see it. So what I do, I upload them on YouTube. I go and post it on my LinkedIn wall, right? So I start promoting them. So I have said that, okay, this particular group is responsible for it, and they will be allowed to go on and access YouTube and go on and access LinkedIn. Now what happens? Now he or she who is doing this task, or who is allowed to go on and access YouTube and LinkedIn, can use exactly the same privilege to watch adult content on YouTube and to apply for jobs on LinkedIn. It's a matter of fact that if you are allowed to go to that site, you can do all these things. You can, of course, upload the company videos, but you can also go on and start watching adult content there. At the same time, you can go to LinkedIn for company requirements and start searching for jobs and applying for jobs. So what we do? The traditional approach, there is no additional or granular choice here. Either you block complete access to, for these users and let your corporate training video not get shared at all, right? Or you just pray to God that your users don't abuse the access and don't watch adult content, or don't apply for jobs for that matter. So that is the standard traditional approach which you would be doing in most of the scenarios. Now, what is our approach, or what we are trying to do? What we are trying to do is actually pretty simple. Let's say that you can allow YouTube access to all or a set of users for a specific channel. So instead of saying that a set of guy can go and access YouTube for everything, you can actually go on and make sure that they can only go and see a specific set of channels, and restrict them from accessing anything else. So they can go and set and do their searches and watch videos on a specific set of channels, but the moment they try to do something else, they are restricted. That is one scenario. Or similarly, let's say, allow posting news and information on your company's LinkedIn page, but not allowing them to search for jobs and apply to LinkedIn jobs. So they can go to LinkedIn, they can see LinkedIn, they can do your office work by keep adding information to your company's LinkedIn page, by posting there, by interacting with your company's clients, vendors, customers, etc. But the moment they try to search for a job, or let's say apply for a job, they're immediately restricted. So would you like this kind of a feature? I have a quick poll here. I would like that if you can take that poll quickly and let us know what you think about it. So I'm just going to launch the poll right away. Right. So I'll just give it a minute. The poll is live now. So please fill it up so that we know that whether this things might excite you or not, so that we can proceed with the presentation. I'll just give around a minute to it. Okay, I get few poll entries now. I'm still waiting for a few more probably. $30 seconds over. All right, I think I have got responses from everybody, and I'm really happy to see that 100% of my audience is saying that yes, they love them. So fantastic. So I'm just going to close the poll right here. Close the poll, and we are back at the presentation. Okay, so now before we go ahead and talk about the use cases, I'm going to quickly talk about why and how SSL inspection is a key thing here. We will be also seeing a bit of SSL inspection, how exactly it works at the demo when Mr. Shang takes over. But just before we go on for that, I just want to talk about this a bit. So this is something which has been asked by many of our existing customers that they need this functionality. So we have started incorporating it in our latest releases. What we are doing here is, see, traditionally what happens is whenever somebody is trying to access a website and a content filter is sitting in the middle, the content filter can only see whatever is in plain text. The moment the access is over SSL channel, by SSL I mean here HTTPS protocol, the content filter is completely blind, because there is an encryption happening between the client and the server, and the website server directly. So there is no visibility for the content filter to see what exactly is happening inside. So that is one of the key challenges. So what we have started doing is we have used certain techniques to actually intercept the SSL data at the proxy level or at the gateway level and still start doing the content filtering for it. So we all know that now what is happening is most of the Web 2.0 websites or social media websites, so let's say Gmail for that matter, or let's say even Google search for that matter, or Facebook or Twitter of the world, they are all moving to HTTPS. Now there's a very, very good technology and it is needed. HTTPS is not something which is not needed. We need it because we need to make sure that whenever we try to access our sites like Facebook or Google or Gmail, nobody can hack into the data and nobody can steal the data. But at the same time, whenever this access is happening from an organization's broadband, it is the responsibility of the organization to make sure that what exactly is passing through that SSL channels. So we have used certain techniques to actually read the SSL encrypted data and then again re-encrypt it back and send it to the client. So the entire communication remains in encrypted form, but just at the proxy level, the data is decrypted, read, and accordingly filters are applied to that data and sent back to the client. So now if somebody is even trying to use, let's say, a SSL based anonymizer to bypass your content filter, he can't do it anymore because now the proxy server can also still see through the SSL encrypted packets. So that is one of the things which we are providing nowadays. So, and this makes the entire social media granular management possible, because without that we can't do anything, because none of the social media platform today works on a plain text HTTP mode, right? Okay, so we'll just quickly go ahead. So now let's talk about a few examples and use cases of what exactly we are providing or what exactly we would love to provide you. So let's start with Facebook, which is most common and mostly widely used social media platform today. So let's assume that you can actually control the Facebook in your organization in a way that your users can access it, but depending on their policies, they either can like it or cannot like it. They either can make a comment or cannot make a comment. They either can do a messaging on Facebook or cannot do messaging on Facebook. Or you run Facebook in a way that they can just read what is there in their wall, nothing beyond that. They can't like, they can't comment, they can't use Messenger. They are completely running Facebook in a read-only mode. So they know what is happening, they still can access it, they still can read all the data there, but they are not allowed to do anything else. Or if you want, you can do any kind of permutation combination. You want to allow commenting for a set of user, you can do that. You want to allow commenting and liking for a set of user, you can still do that. So you can do all those permutations and combinations here. But what I'm trying to say is, now instead of just a black and a white where you either just block Facebook or allow Facebook, you also have this level of classifications in it. You can just block the like, just block commenting, just block messaging, or block everything else. You can just go ahead and block, let's say, games or apps on Facebook. So you can do all those permutation combinations. Similarly for Gmail and Google, so you can restrict the public free Gmail, but at the same time you can still allow Google Apps for businesses. So now this is happening a lot. So if you go out and see, many organizations are using Google Apps for business in their corporate environment, but they immediately start getting feedback or start getting a setback here. What is that? The moment they allow Google Apps for business in their network, Gmail automatically gets allowed, because Google Apps for Business runs on the same servers and the platform where Gmail runs. So you allow this, you get that for free. There is no way to bypass. But with Safesquid, you can actually make sure that you can block Gmail, but you can still make sure that your company domains hosted on Google Apps for Business are accessible and allowed by the user. Similarly, for Google, you can do a forced safe search. So safe search is something which the user sets for himself. So if I have a Gmail account, I can select that whether I want safe search to be enabled or not. By safe search, what we do, we make sure that whenever we do a search, no adult content or no controversial content is shown to me, right? But this is a user's discretion, that whether the user is going ahead and enabling that or not. Now what happens here is, if the same user is accessing Google from his home or from his mobile device, he can certainly go on and decide what he wants to do. He wants to enable safe search or not, it is his discretion. But the moment he comes to the organization and passes through the Safesquid proxy server, he is forced to turn on the safe search. Or rather, I should say, safe search is automatically turned on his machine. So the moment he is behind Safesquid, safe search gets enabled by default. So there is no way that he can go on and disable it. He can try doing it, but the moment he comes back, he will get the safe search enabled again. So we'll see this in demo and we'll understand it in much depth. Few more examples. So let's talk about LinkedIn. Now this is very, very interesting. LinkedIn is a platform which is used by most of the organizations for keeping track of colleagues, peers, employees, customers, and whatnot. It has become a very, very nice and intuitive tool for organizations to keep track of their network, of their official corporate network. But at the same time, the same platform also lets employees search and apply for jobs, which is a major problem. I don't want my users sitting at the office and hunting for jobs. They want to do it, they go home, they do it. I can't do anything about it. But yeah, at least at the time when they are in office, they should not be doing it, right? So what we do with Safesquid, you can actually make sure that the user cannot search job or cannot apply for a job, but at the same time, he is allowed to go to see your LinkedIn pages, to keep posting, to keep adding contacts, to do whatever he wants to do, but he is not allowed to do these specific things. So this is another example. YouTube, similarly, you can also do a forced safe search on YouTube, like I was talking about Gmail, and you can also do a access control based on the specific channels. So you can say, okay, this particular set of users will only be able to see this particular set of channels. Beyond that, they cannot do anything else. Or what you can do is you can just enable safe search, forced safe search, and that will make sure that the users cannot watch any adult content on YouTube while sitting in the corporate network, right? Now this is just not all. This is just an example, just a few examples I was showing you, just to make sure that you understand what I am trying to convey here. Now here the limit is your imagination. You can go on and create your own policies, create your own permutations and combination. It's very easy to create fresh policies for fresh websites, and for doing this kind of granularly managing websites through Safesquid, you can certainly do it. And it is completely up to you how you want to play around with it. Now if you face difficulties in doing it, we are always here to help you out. Our team is sitting here all the time to help you out in figuring and fixing and creating new policies for you, or for that matter to customize the specific policy which you need for your organization. So we can also help you out in doing that. So with this, I come to the end of my part of the presentation. Now I will hand over the control to Mr. Sashank, and he's going to go through a nice demo, and he's going to show you very nice geeky stuff where he will be actually blocking certain parts of YouTube's and Gmails and Facebooks of the world and show you how they look like. So Sashank, I'm just going to make you the presenter.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so Sashank, this is all yours.
Thank you. Are you able to see my screen?
Not yet, actually. Let me see if I'm missing something here.
Yeah. Can you see my screen now?
Still can't. Yeah, I can see it. Perfect. Yeah.
Okay. See, as you told, we have done SSL scanning in our new version. That is after which we can do all these features like blocking Google Safe Search, blocking Google for personal accounts, and allowing only corporate accounts. We can block LinkedIn jobs, we can block Facebook, we can block YouTube, and all things can be done after this SWG version came up. This is a very new version that is going to come up, that is Secure Web Gateway version for Safesquid. We have introduced a new section named SSL Inspection. In that, we handle scanning connections under HTTPS. Now we will be able to see what is going under your secure line. Okay. To enable SSL, you just need to enable it, create a root CA certificate, and to generate a root CA certificate, you need to enter a password so that your root CA certificate is a password protected, so that no one else can use it. It is a password protected. You can create password by this encrypted password section. Safesquid doesn't store any clear text password. You can just enter password whatever you like, and then you will be generated with an encrypted password. This encrypted password is based on your license. Every Safesquid has a unique license, so it cannot be copied also. After that, you just need to paste your encrypted password here. I've already done that for the demo, and you're good to go. After this, you will just need to enable policies for SSL scanning. Like currently I've enabled it for all. If you want to enable it for a particular group of users or particular group of sites, or you want to actually do vice versa of that, if you want to allow for all users except for a particular group. As you can see in the profile section here, when I just click it here, you can see all the profiles that are already created in Safesquid. Like I want scanning only for finance group, so I can just select the finance group and I'll just submit it, and it will be applied to only finance group. For example, if I want to do for everyone except accounts. So you can see here there's an exclamation mark in accounts. It means not accounts group is selected and rest all groups are selected. So account group will not be scanned for SSL scanning, rest all will be scanned. So we just enable it. Currently I am doing it for all groups and users. So that is it. After that, you just need to do one more thing. You just need to download the certificate so that SSL scanning can be enabled. You need to go to your browser and enter in your address bar safesquid.cfg/safesquid.cer. When you press enter, you will see a pass certificate that is shown to you. It is a Safesquid proxy server certificate, and it has been verified by Safesquid Authority. You have to save it in the trusted root folder of your browser. After that, you will be enabled SSL scanning. The first step. You need not to do it every time. It's a one time on a first time process. After that, you are good to go. Moving on to the Google Safe Search. As you can see here, I have written here on. When I try to search here on, or say something like this, it says that Google Safe Search is active. It does not match any document. When I try to disable the Safe Search, turn off Safe Search, it doesn't allow me. I try to search, it doesn't allow me. I try images. It says it does not have any image result because Google Safe Search is active. It is very easily done by a Safesquid, as you can see here. I'll just show you. We'll just move here to Safesquid's rewrite document section, URL rewrite document section. As you see here, we have created rules for popular search engines like Google Safe Search, Bing Safe Search, Yahoo Safe Search. As you see here, most of the rules here, when you install Safesquid SWG version, you will be getting already there. You just need to enable the section, enable the rules, and you are good to go. You need not to do a lot of things because we have done most of the job for you. But if you still want to create the rules, it's very simple. You just need to add a rule. You need to add a comment. You need to apply for which group. You need not to enter the URL that you want to redirect, and you redirect to which site. You just need to enter these things, and you're good to go. I've done similar things here. It's very easy. Moving on to the corporate accounts and the Google Apps account. As you can see here, I have my two accounts here. The above one is my personal Gmail account, and the second one is my corporate account. That is anindya.me, ss@anindya.me. It is my personal account. When I try to log into my personal account, I'll just show you. Just a second, I'll just enter my password. When I try to log in, it shows that Gmail is not available for my mail address because it is only available for the following domains like safesquid.com, oipl.com, anindya.me. In the header filter section, we have actually created the rule to just filtering that. We just need, as you can see, there's only 3. If I want to enter one more, I just write, for example, example.com. I try refreshing the page, and now I can see there's one more. It's very easy to create rules. I just added a comma and added a domain name. Now one more domain is added. If you want to create one more, you just need to enter your domain name after a comma. That is it. Now when I move to my corporate account, I just sign out and just show you how we can do with the corporate account. I'm not blocking complete Gmail. I'm just blocking the public domain. I'm just allowing the domains that are registered with Google. I'll just show you. I'm able to log into my Gmail. So I'm not blocking completely Gmail. I'm only blocking personal Gmails and allowing only few domains that are registered with Google. That is it. Moving on to LinkedIn. As you can see, this is my LinkedIn. Here I can post the status. I can see articles, status updates, connections, photo changes, everything I can see here. I can go and edit my profiles. As you can see here, I can go and edit my profile. I can do a lot of things here. But in the time when I try to search for job, it says it is blocked. I will not be able to see the jobs, so I will not be able to apply for the jobs. So we have done this. It's very easy. We have created a rule for LinkedIn. We have blocked job for all, and we have just blocked them. So whenever I try to go for job, it shows it is blocked. These rules, if you do not find here, or if you have any confusion, you can always call our support, and they will be more than ready to help you. Moving on to YouTube, as you have seen that YouTube also have a feature that is safety feature. If you enable the safety feature, you will not be able to see adult content. So for the time being, I try and disable it. As you can see, when I disable it, YouTube shows me that I have successfully disabled the safety mode. But when I scroll down and check again whether the safety mode is disabled or not, it shows no. This is achieved by Safesquid's rewrite document. When I try to disable the document, disable the YouTube actually, it shows that it has been disabled. It is giving, but in the real time we have changed the document, we have rewritten the document, and again you are seeing here safety mode on. This is a very simple feature. All rules are enabled in Safesquid. You just need to make it enabled. That is it. Moving on to the Facebook part. As you see, most of the content and most of the social networking part, and you can say the time wasters are Safesquid. So is Facebook. See, when I try to update my status like hello everyone, and I try to post it, I am not able to post it. You can see here in the top here there might be some lines for updating the status, but I am not able to post it. I try to add my photograph, I am not able to do that. When I try to like a photograph, I am not able to do that. When I try to comment, like it's saying I am not able to do. This has already been created, and they have been created individually, so that you need not to do it for each and everything like we have done for Facebook. Update status, share post, like post, and they all have been created rules independently, so that if you want to block status update for a particular group of users, you can do that, or you want to block like post for another group of users, you can also do that. Also here, as you can see, I have a chat here. When I try to do chatting, I am not able to do that. I will be able to see my earlier conversations, but when I try to do any chat further, I am not able to do that. This all has been done in Safesquid for you. If you want to create a rule, it's very simple. This rule approach has been followed so that it's very granular. You can select a group, or you can select a particular user. You can create rules as you like. You can just write on a paper and then what policies or rules you want, and we can do it for you. That is it from my demo part. If you have any questions or doubt, they are all welcome, and I will be more than happy to help you. Although, is there any doubt or questions?
Diego, I'm sorry. I think your mic was making a lot of noise, so I had to put it on mute. If you have a question, please feel free to put it in the chat window. Okay, in the meanwhile, I hope Diego is typing his query in the chat window. In the meanwhile, what I will do is, I have a question for you, Shashank.
Yeah, sure.
We just talked about SSL inspection and everything. Now, though it is a very, very interesting and good component for organizations to have, because they have now they get the visibility of what exactly is happening inside the encrypted packets as well. But it might be very useful for sites like Facebook and Twitters of the world. But let's say if somebody is trying to access their banking websites, like let's say ICICIbank.com or like let's say HDFC.com, or for that matter any banking website. Now, will that not be a problem for the user? Because in that case, at least though I know and I'm sure that the system is very secure and nobody can actually get into the Safesquid system to capture the data out, but still the Safesquid system is decrypting the data and analyzing it. So people might not even like that part. So is there a way that we can create groups and policies and say that, okay, these are the banking websites and these websites are not, or rather I should say, these sites should not get scanned for SSL, but this set of sites, which are let's say Facebook and YouTubes and Orkuts of the world, which are social media sites, they needs to be properly checked for both SSL and non-SSL communication. So is there a possibility of creating that kind of policies?
Yes. As you see there, Safesquid offers a very granular approach. See, if you want to create a rule that want to scan for a particular group of sites, as you say, like, or if you want to exempt for a particular group of sites, like we say, we have a banking site. You just need to have a banking profile that you have to create here for banking sites, and you can exempt it. The exemption of sites is very easy. As you can see here, there's an exclamation mark when you choose a profile. The exclamation mark shows that the particular group will not be scanned, except that all will be scanned. Are you with me? And if you want that only particular group should be scanned, we can also do that, like Gmail chat block. It is a block. No, now accounts will not be scanned and Gmail chat block profile will be scanned. We can do that. We can create two profiles, that is groups, and then select what to scan and what not to scan. So this for banking sites, we will create a rule for that banking sites have a particular group name, and like HDFC, ICICI, Citibank, and rest of all the banking categories sites will be combined into one particular profile, and they will be exempted for SSL scanning, and rest all will be scanned.
Fantastic, that makes sense. Okay, so Diego, we still didn't got your question on chat. I'll just cross check it once again. Is there a chat message here? No. Okay, so any other questions, guys? We are actually 15 minutes ahead of time. We started late. I'm really again sorry about that, but we are sort of at the time reaching the end of the show. So if you have any questions, please feel free to put it up right away. Or what we can do is I will just put up my and our company email ID here. So if you have any queries or questions or anything, you are most welcome to shoot a mail to us. We would assign somebody to immediately take care of your queries and get them fixed. So what I'm going to do is, I think Shashank is already typing something. No,
I've already shared it.
Oh, you're fantastic. So my ID is anindya@safesquid.net and Shashank's ID is shashank.singhvi@safesquid.net. You can also reach us at info@safesquid.net. So you can send us mails on any of these email IDs, and we would love to help you out and figure out that if Safesquid can help sort any of your content filter related problems. Thanks a lot for being there. Thanks a lot for attending the entire show. We loved the entire presentation and the few questions we had. Fantastic. And again, sorry for starting late. We really apologize for that. Thanks and bye. Have a nice day.